Let's talk Biden's record for Long Island. Yesterday ended Joe Biden's presidential term and began Donald Trump's term. So let's review the record for Long Island specific, how the federal government over the last 4 years impacted our Long Island communities. So the first thing is his major accomplishment that impacted Long Islanders and New Yorkers generally was the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure law that added a ton of money, federal money, to Long Island for programs and projects, namely the MacArthur Airport out on Long Island, and all sorts of roads, bridges, tunnels, projects that aided our communities. The second is the federal government under Biden added a ton of environmental supports. So Suffolk County suffered severe storms and flooding in August of 2024. Joe Biden made it a state of emergency and added federal funding to support those communities. He created a ton of projects with regards to climate resiliency, offshore wind development on the Long Island coast, flood protection, coastal restoration projects, and Superfund cleanup projects. And more to come on the wind farm development projects that are part of the that might be scaled back under the Trump administration. Third, pandemic relief under the American Rescue Plan. So the part of the beginning of the Biden administration obviously was the end of the pandemic. With that was the American Rescue Plan that spent a direct relief to households and direct relief to small businesses on Long Island. That also included the expanded child tax credit of 2021. That was for middle class families, and the earned income tax credit for low income workers. Fourth, healthcare access. Under the Biden administration, Biden caps the total cost of insulin for seniors at $35 per month. Obviously a huge aid to Long Islanders. Those are the positives. Obviously, like over 4 years, there's all sorts of things that the federal government did to impact your life. But like I'd say the big four was the infrastructure plan, the environmental supports that the Biden administration put in place, the pandemic relief under the American Rescue Plan, and the cap of insulin costs. Those were the four big things. Obviously, those are the pros. The cons. The number one was inflation. So I'll just read out the numbers. In 2020, inflation was at 1.2, 2021, 4.7, 2022, 8.0, 2023, down to 4.1, and then now we're at 2.9 in 2024. And so again, 14842, right? So you see that it increases and then it sharply decreases. Obviously, inflation a huge part of the Biden legacy, and a huge part of why Long Island turns red. The other big negative for Long Island is the influx of migrants, which increased pressure on social services, schools, housing markets, and our communities at large. And so when thinking about the Biden administration record over the last 4 years for Long Island, it's really a mixed bag, which explains why his party lost Long Island in this last 2024 election.